Welcome, captains, and welcome to what is pretty much the first podcast. It just depends, really, if I ever put this out or if I bang my head against the wall 50,000 times. It's just some random thing for me to do. I get a bit bored. I'm doing this with a blanket over my head. It's pitch black, man. I can't see nout. Just in peripheral darkness. Because the blanket is black. Anyway, yeah, so this is just me chatting about random stuff. Gonna get a few people on. Your special guest in the future may be one Phoebe, one Joe, one Chris, and no one else, because everyone else has stuff with them. I don't know. I'm bored, man. I'm so bored. There's nothing. Oh, I completed my 1,000-piece puzzle yesterday. That was pretty good. Stayed up till 1:30 in the... Oh, I watched Austin Powers while I did it. All you're ever going to hear is me just saying, ooh, 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 because I've done it again. That's all I ever do. If you've ever wondered, what goes on inside, it's basically that. It's me wandering about, thinking random thoughts, thinking them again and again and again until I just in my head. That's not good though, is it? Probably not. What should I... so this podcast, because I'm a white person, I've created a podcast. A white male has created another podcast. This podcast's just going to be me just chatting about random stuff, mainly films. I kind of wanted to talk about my favourite films. Films I'm excited for. That's a good idea. I should probably do that. Let's do it now. Maybe not. Kind of a bit boring. I'm a bit bored, to be honest. This podcast's been on for 2 minutes. And I'm already bored. Oh, right. So, today's date is the 23rd of October, 2019. And that date might not be important to many people, but they have found 39 bodies in a lorry in Essex. This is like, someone called Pippa Mills, the Deputy Chief Constable, is chatting about it. It's quite mad, to be honest, really. I wonder how big the lorry is. Is it like one of those Tesco imagine it was a Tesco's delivery lorry. That'd be weird. Just trying to get your veg. Someone's just got to move Jim out of the way, lad. Why is he in the way? He was dead, didn't he? I can't even... Oh, right. I was going to tell you about films I'm excited for. It's kind of minute now. We're in October. There's not many good films coming out for the rest of the year. Not really too sure what's coming out after that. The only film I can really think of is Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker. That looks good. I hope it's nothing like Last Jedi. Right, Last Jedi actually had some sick scenes in it. That throne room scene. Whew, that was a good scene. I might watch it again. I need to rewatch The Force Awakens before I watch The Last Jedi again, though. What films I should watch? I've got so many films, man. There's a film I recently watched called Under the Silver Lake. It's got Andrew Garfield. You may know him in such classics as The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and that one episode of Doctor Who where he gets shot by a Dalek. But, Under the Silver Lake, that is a brilliant film. It's, it might be an A24 film. A24 is such a... It's like, A24 release such good films. They've got all... I didn't like Hereditary. What else have they got? What was A24? Oh, they made mid-90s. The Jonah Hill flick. That was good. But, Under Silver Lake, it's just such a weird story. Do I spoil it? No, don't spoil it. Just Right, basically, this girl goes missing, and he's just trying to find out what happened. But he barely knows the girl, so he's pretty much got no place being there and stuff. I like it. It's a good film. Favourite films, though, all-time favourite, got to be Goodfellas. Martin Scorsese is a god. Martin Scorsese is so... It's cliched to be like, oh, Martin Scorsese's got... But he is. He's so good. Goodfellas, Taxi Driver, The Wolf of Wall Street. His very first short, I think it's The Big Shave, not the Shaun of Sheep one. But I don't know if it's his very first short. It's just guys shaving. It's meant to be I want to say avant-garde. It's not avant-garde. Might be avant-garde. It's just meant to be funny because the audio doesn't match the video. Big Shave's so good. What other ones has he done? I know he's done quite a lot. Main three: Goodfellas, Taxi Driver. Oh, he did Silence. That also has Andrew Garfield in it. It's also got I want to say Tobey Maguire, but I don't think it is. Oh no, it's Kylo Ren. Who is he? Who is Kylo Ren? Adam Driver. Adam Driver's in it, yeah. Adam Driver's more secondary. Andrew Garfield's main character. Andrew Garfield is I'm not sure where I place him. He's done some really good films and given some great performances, mainly Silence and Under the Silver Lake, but I don't know. Where would you class him? He's good. Yeah. What was I? Something about Silence is... I saw that. I think I saw it opening day. I was like, oh, new Martin Scorsese film's out. Just remembered. The Irishman, that's one film I'm really excited for. You got Pacino, you got Pesci, you got De Niro. You got other people who... oh, wait, I think John Bernthald's in that. The Punisher. But, yeah, so I saw Silence, I think the day it came out. I fell asleep because I was so tired. I was knackered. Just sat... I think I watched it right after work. Finished work. Went to see Silence, fell asleep. Woke up. Had a really good sleep that day. Whew. That was a lovely time. But, I brought it like when it first came out. I brought it, rewatched it, and really appreciated it the second time. It's so good. It's nothing like Taxi Driver. It's nothing like Wolf of Wall Street, Goodfellas. It's just slower. I think it's a more personal film. I think it was one that he really wanted to do for a long time. If it's not, sorry about that. Been misinformed. Martin Scorsese. Other directors, who else? Speaking of Martin Scorsese, the Marvel issue, saying their theme park films, which, to be fair, I see his point. It's kind of difficult. He's saying that they're mainly sold to be fun films, but isn't film meant to be escapism? Like, film really took off in when there's wars. World War II. Am I going to list wars all of a sudden for no reason? Vietnam, Gulf War. When there's wars like that, films really take off, especially during World War II. Because you could also you'd go to cinema to watch the news. I think they'd show a film at the same time. I cannot. It's just me talking dribble off the top of my head. But yes, they take off. But wouldn't superheroes as well? They took off during World War II. So the rise of cinema and the rise of superheroes coincided. It's all about escapism. But I see his point being that they're not proper cinema. They're a different breed of cinema. They sell to... It's universal. You can't sell an old age pensioner Frozen. You probably could. I don't know, you could sell anyone anything, but it's not the main target demographic. The main target demographic for Marvel films originally probably was fans of the film, fans of the characters. Iron Man, I don't think they thought that was going to take off. Iron Man was just... That was the kick point, starting point. Jon Favreau, I think, directed that. Also, he directed Chef. I think he directed it. He at least starred in it. And he released the Chef show on Netflix, and that's pretty good. I saw a couple episodes of that. Turns out he what was it? He didn't really... He loved cooking before, but a lot of the stuff... I think there's a cheese toasty type thing, grilled cheese, that's proper famous in the film. And he's co-host on the Chef show. Is the one that like showed him how to do it all, like the grilled cheese thing. He was like, why am I getting messages? Oh no. Let's just turn you off, mate. Yeah, so he directed Chef. He directed Elf. And I think he directed one of the Predator... might be the latest Predator film, I want to say 2017. No, it would be 2018. The 2018 Predator, the latest one from 2019 era. Yeah, I think he directed that one. He also starred in the first Predator. He was the comedic guy. I don't really like Predator films that much. I get bored. Rambo. Oh, Neolithic franchise, mate. Rambo 1 and 2 are great. Rambo 1, definitely. Oh, Rambo 1's a favourite. But I saw Rambo Last Blood recently. There is a story, but it's also like... It's basically a setup to Rambo just killing people. To be fair, that is what I wanted. I wanted to see Rambo kill some people. Bit of a nutty psychopath at the moment. Just want to see some weird shit. Modern Warfare's coming out on Friday. Looks really good. I played the beta when it came out. At first I didn't think it was going to be any good. Beta came out and I was like, ooh. I may have to put some pennies towards. Some pennies. Yeah, Modern Warfare. They've gone kind of back to their roots, but at the same time it feels different. I don't know what about it is. It just feels old and new at the same time. It could be the up in graphics, it could be the fact that I'm playing on a PS4. But it's different. On the beta, at least. Hopefully mate, they've brought back Spec Ops. But best thing ever, Modern Warfare 2, Spec Ops. You go online with your mate, you play the Big Brother one. Oh, your night is done. 1v1 me on Rust, bud. Mate, can you... Oh, man. I'm imagining, man. They bring back Rust. Yeah, that's all they need, really. They bring back Rust. That's the only map they need. Just a reminder, I am sat under a blanket. I want to take it off just so I can see what films I've got. So I've got more stuff to talk about. But the audio might mess up. And do I want the audio to... let's do it. Oh Man, nearly broke my puzzle. Oh, This Is England. I was going to talk about This Is England. I'm doing film and media production in Sheffield, where the TV show of This Is England was predominantly filmed. Woody and Lowell, their flat is in a place called Gleedless. The fight in the park where he's like, 13, I'm going to count down from 13. That is filmed up at Park Hill, I believe. This England is it's an amazing film and show. It's just so sad. Like, genuinely, I don't think the film's a bit of a tearjerker towards the end when he's like thinking of his dad and stuff. That bit always kind of hits me a bit. But the TV show, it's just Joe. I want to say Joe Gilligan. I think that's his name. Sorry if it isn't. He's also in Preacher, amazing show. But he gives such a raw. Everyone gives such a. Performances in This Is England are fantastic, but Joe Gilligan, again, if it's wrong, sorry. His performance is just a lot more there. You see, Woody is possibly my favourite character. Then I want to say Gummo, but I know Gimbo, Combo. Oh, Combo is his name. Combo is probably second. I don't know who else. So then you got Milky, you got Sean. Sean's got a good story, but I think I think they stayed too clear from him during the series. Like, he's there, he has his arc with the I want to say This England 88 with the girls with Smell. Oh, mate, I hate Smell as a character annoys me. I don't know who the actress is. I've never seen her in anything else. But Smell as a character just is aggravating. I want to say she's a nonce as well. Just 'cause Sean's like 12 when she starts going out with him. I don't know. Do they go out? I think they do. They at least kiss. That's nonce behaviour alert. Just looking about, seeing what films I got. Glass. I don't know how I feel about Glass. I thought it was really good. It was a really good character study type film. I like the idea that they were just, their powers were mental pretty much. But the ending ruined it. I hated Sarah Paulson is another. She's a good actress. She can. To be fair, mate, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't like her. She screams in everything I've watched. American Horror Story, she's in a scene, she's gonna start screaming for no reason. I hate it. In Glass, she screams, oh mate, we nearly got through the entirety of Glass, and then right at the end she screams. Done. Dead me in my seat, right there. La La Land. Oh mate, someone fell over at the cinema when I was watching that, and they fell over right next to me and looked at me for help, and I didn't know what to do. Luckily someone else jumped up, but I was just sat there for like a split second like, oh. You may have to die on that step, or someone else can help you. Lady Bird. I think I've only seen that once or twice. I love that. That's another A24 film. Lady Bird I love. I saw it just before I went to university, so a lot of its messages were like, kind of, I felt the messages of being like, you're leaving home. My hometown, Stevenage, I always hated. As a kid, I hated Stevenage. I was like, oh, it's a bit grimy here, innit? Just like, cringe stuff. But then, as I got older, I liked it more. It's got nice stuff like the lakes. It's got, what's Stevenage got? Town centre's alright, but town centre in Stevenage is literally like the moor in Sheffield. The mall pretty much has every shop that Stevenage has, bar HMV. HMV here is massive and I love it. The entirety of the downstairs, is for music. Entirety of upstairs is films, and they've got t-shirts on the side, and they got posters. They have 3 sections for posters. 4 if you count downstairs. Love HMV. This episode sponsored by HMV. It's not, don't worry. No one wants to give me money, especially not HMV, after I buy too much from them. Boys in the Hood, love that. Boys in the Hood, I used to rate my 3rd favourite film. I can't rate films. Like I say, I love Goodfellas, my favourite film ever. But if I watch Boys in the Hood, I'll be like, this is far superior to Goodfellas. And then I watch Goodfellas again, I'm like, Goodfellas. But Boys in the Hood has a lovely message in it of togetherness. Like, it shows like violence within a community of people who are all stuck in the same boat and they're violent towards each other. And then you have Lawrence Fishburne's character. He literally, I feel, from the message I got, I felt he was saying like, if you want like change in the community, just stop being dicks. Just stop shooting each other in the street. Good message, I love it. Ice Cube is in that. Apparently, Ice Cube's like mates in that film, just like outside of his house. They were supposed to be NWA. I think. I don't want to get it wrong. I think Eazy was supposed to be the guy in the wheelchair. Rest in peace, Eazy. Ooh. Yeah. But they all turned it down, apart from Ice Cube, and now we have Ice Cube doing whatever he does. Acting with Kevin Hart. A lot of films I'm looking at right now, they're such good films. I didn't realise it might... Right, everything I do, films, kind of games, they're all kind of shooters. But even music, they're all so varied. Like, my films here, I've got them stacked up. So you've got Suspiria, The Dark Knight, Scarface, Man on the Moon, Supersonic, The Devil's Rejects, An Evening with Kevin Smith. There. That doesn't really give you a... But I'd watch them in that order. It wouldn't be that I'm sat there watching 5 horror films in a row. I might get bored and just watch An Evening with Kevin Smith in between. Which is... I love hearing people tell stories. Main reason why I would just want to do this dribble content. I'm just saying what's in my head. I think it'd be easier if I did this with a bunch of other people at the same time, but first one I wanted to do on my own. Kind of get a feel for what I want to do. Oh, this is also the original idea behind this was so I could chat about my uni work, like films I'm making. And speaking of which, I've just released a new film. We were trying to... It's for our cinematography module, so it's like lighting, camera work, stuff like that. We were just given a task, 1 to 5 minute film. Could be anything we want, but we had to show how we light stuff and everything. And we didn't really plan it out too well. We kind of improvised in the day. We ended up making this weird type of David Lynch film, where it's just... We kind of went for awkward as well. We just wanted to show an awkwardness between 2 people while showing that we can light up a scene and stuff. And find that on my YouTube channel, The Insanest, as well as all my old films. But yeah, there's that film. I literally finished editing it like an hour ago. It's on the internet now. And yeah, so that's the cinematography film, and then we're doing a drama one during the half term, while reading week, and that's just I don't really want to say much because I'm a tad bit confused on the details of the film because originally it was a guy and a girl. The guy really wants to go out with a girl, but he's too nervous to like ask her out and stuff. No. But then we've changed it. They're now in a band. He still wants to go out with her, but we've kind of changed it so like. Well, you'll see when the film is made. You will see. I think we're filming that next week. I'm not too sure. But yeah. So like, listen out. More films will come out. I'm gonna try and make a lot more of my own films. I've got this one idea. And it was all about it all came from one day I was at work and I thought it'd be funny to say like babies are made by planting a seed. No, you put an apple in the ground, then pour baby powder on it, and a tree will grow out and you have to pick your baby once it's ripe. And I thought, hang on, that sounds like an avant-garde type film, kind of weird. So, trying to make a film about that. But once they pick the baby, I want loads of just like beans and stuff to shoot out of the baby's like head. Like from where it's being picked, I want stuff to shoot out of there. And then they've got the mum and dad have to go find a soul for the baby. But it's going to be like a massive journey. I'm thinking of making it like into a couple of things. Kind of like what they were going to do with Buckaroo Banzai, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. Right at the end of the film, it's like, oh, there's more coming. And then, yeah. So I want to do more. I might introduce an element of like religion in there with the devil. I find religion quite interesting. It's kind of like mythology. Mythology's really cool, but religion at the same time has religion feels current. It feels like it's happening now, whereas mythology, it's myths in the past, stuff like that. But religion at the same time is sort of mythology. The mythology of this person. My history as a human being is the history of Thomas Joy. That is a mythology. If you didn't know who I was, someone told you my whole life. Yeah, be a bit mythological. Yeah, religion feels current, feels now. Mythology feels so long ago. So I kind of see those similar type of things. You got Hades, the devil, things like that. Preacher. It's one of my favourite shows ever, mainly because it got me into this idea of religion being like, religion's weird. And in Preacher, they kind of go that route, but he has the word of God. Oh, mate, Preacher finished. Final episode ever, a couple weeks ago. I just don't know what to do. I also finished Legion. I feel first season of Legion I really liked. Second season I didn't like the first time I watched it. The second time I watched it I really liked. And the third season of Legion kind of seemed a bit bumpy for me. I really liked it then, and something would happen I didn't like it. I loved the time demons. Sid seems to be annoying for me. But I also like Sid, she's cool. Oh, mate, I love Amal Farouk. The devil with the yellow eyes. Legion in general is just such a good show. I've got Now TV, and I've noticed that the entirety of season 1, 2 and 3 is on Now TV of Legion. So I might rewatch Legion. Oh, I should rewatch all of it. I was only going to watch season 3. If I rewatch all of it, it'd be even better. About a week ago maybe, They put the entirety of South Park on Amazon Prime. They only put a few episodes on Netflix, but the entirety of it's on Amazon Prime. And right now I'm in season 17, episode 1. Let's go, let's gov. Oh. Let's just speak about religion. On the screen it says, Hell is waiting. God's message. That's weird. Yeah, so I'm in my second year of film media production at uni. And it's going pretty well. I like it. I feel the lectures this year for film analysis, they're a lot more interesting. Like last year we'd just look at codes and conventions, themes within films, subjective narratives, stuff like that. But this year we're looking at time and how that plays into film. And time in general I find interesting, but within film it seems interesting, and it is, but I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around it. And they throw words at me. I'm like, whoo, slow down, please. Hauntology. They gave me a definition. Was like, but it could mean something else. I'm like, oh, I like it. Hauntology seems cool. For my essay, I might write about that. Hauntology is, in the simplest ways of saying it, is like an element from the past being present in the present. So, say a ghost walks in from the 1950s into 2019. 2019, there's a ghost from 1950s. That's hauntology. They gave us the example of a Christmas Carol. They also showed an example of The Crow and Dead Man. I knew who Dead Man was. I was really hoping that they'd say, who knows Dead Man? I'd put my hand up. And if he asked me anything about Dead Man, I wouldn't know. Just heard the name. Just looking about. This year, just looking up, I just looked up, saw The Shape of Water just sat on the side. And this year's Oscars seems pretty interesting. Endgame came out and everyone was like, Robert Downey Jr. deserves an Oscar for his performance, he was so good. But possibly my favourite film of the year, Todd Phillips' Joker. Oh, so good. Last year, they showed the makeup test for it, that came out, and I was like, mate, that makeup looks so good, but you also saw, I could see what the film was going to be like. I saw the 1970s straight away. I saw the film grain. I heard Smiling by the Guess Who. I was like, wow, this is going to be different. And it was. The day it came out, I was so excited. Got to cinema, sat there, and it was just incredible. I've seen it 3 times. So, when it came out, opening day was the Friday. I then went again on the Monday and watched it 2 more times that day. And I just haven't been back since. I really want to go back, but I just haven't. I've either been busy or just don't have money to afford it to go. But I'm good. I'm going to rewatch that. Day it comes out on DVD. Boom. Day off uni. If I got 1,000 lectures that day, bomb them off. Watching the Joker on repeat for a month straight, which I won't do. Endgame. I loved Endgame when it came out. I saw it 3 times at cinema as well. And then I've brought it on DVD and I haven't watched it. I feel like I should watch it. I'm going out in 4 hours. Endgame is 3 hours long. Could watch that, but I also need to make food, I need to shower. Oh no. Although to be fair, I've already watched half an hour of it, so it's only 2.5 hours that I need to watch. We'll just see what happens. Kind of getting into the flow of this now. Just dribbling, just chatting random stuff. Whatever comes into my head, I'm just gonna talk about. That's how I think the podcast's going to go, just me chatting. Random stuff. And if anyone listens to it, if no one listens to it, it's just a thing that's going to be out there. Oh. If I ever go quiet for no reason, I'm just thinking stuff that is inconsequential, stuff that doesn't matter to the world, to me. What matters to one person doesn't matter to another. But why should it matter to the one person if it doesn't matter to the other? I don't know. It's just I've been talking 36 minutes. Wait, just 36, that's not speaking. Yeah. Just been talking. Just looked on the side at all my comics. I just spotted Cowboy Ninja Viking. That was a good comic. I just had no idea what was going on. I might have to reread it just to see if I know what's going on. I'm thinking I might record these, like, video-wise as well. But I don't know. It just seems a bit of effort. When I'm here with everyone else, I might just one mic, or I might book out a couple audio recorders and just give one each and they all chat. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens with this though. Could be fun, could be boring. Mate, I've literally no idea. Where do I put this? When I've done a podcast, where do I... SoundCloud? YouTube, maybe. Maybe YouTube. I might just get a random photo, make a new channel, and just upload videos. It's probably going to be on YouTube, to be fair. I don't care if anyone hears it. I'd like people to hear it, but if no one hears it, no one hears it. People get bored in the first 10 minutes. If you've gotten this long into the podcast at 37 minutes, thanks. You've listened to me dribble on about nothingness for 40 minutes nearly. I'm going to get to 45 minutes. You got me for another 7 minutes, I think. Is that 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? 7 minutes, yeah. But you've gone 38 minutes into some random podcast, some random guy in his bedroom wearing a blanket, just chatting random shit for no reason, other than the fact that he thinks he's going to be the next Joe Rogan, the next Bill Burr. Because deep down he wishes he was a comedian. Oh well. I'd rather be a filmmaker. I want to be a director. Being a director is the big goal. Make my own films, or make studio films. I'd prefer to be like independent director, but making other films if I like them, I'll make them. But comedy, there's something in comedy that it's just suddenly just started chatting about comedy, as if no one already understands that comedy is such a great thing. I'm seeing a lot of stuff about PC culture ruining comedy. You can't say it's just stopping crowds from being triggered. It's a joke. In the context of the location, it's clearly a joke. You've come to see a comedy show. If they say something, it's a joke. If they point directly at someone and said something offensive, it's still a joke. It's just worse. Kramer. Whoo! Kramer at the comedy club. Oh, that one heckler. He starts shouting. You know what he shouted. You know. That was so bad. Oh my god. I can't believe he did that. And then it's the Dave Chappelle thinks the Killing Him Softly show. And he's just stood there and he's like, oh, I'm in the same place that Kramer. I think favourite comedians gotta be Dave Chappelle. I need to listen to some of Patrice O'Neill, but from podcast I've loved Patrice. Patrice was amazing. Sadly, he's gone. It would have been amazing to see what he thought of the world as it is now. Because I think he died in 2011. Yeah, I think it was. And even back then, it was going to shit pretty much. But Patrice O'Neill, an amazing comedian. From jokes I've heard, amazing comedian. And even if I could think of a joke right now of his, I just can't. I couldn't do it justice. Patrice had an amazing voice. Patrice had that sort of voice where if someone's doing a really bad imitation of a black guy, they think they're being funny. Patrice is the guy that comes in and is like, mate, what's going on here? He's the one shutting it down because you're doing a shit job. If you're doing a good job, he might have a giggle at it. But am I talking on behalf of Patrice? Pretty much, yeah. I shouldn't do that. Other favourite comedians? Bill Burr. Bill's got this thing, this aura about him. Oh, he made F is for Family. I don't know if I knew about F is for Family first or if I found out about that after. But I love that. New season comes out 2020, I think. But Bill Burr has he's just got this angry tone. He's like this all the time. Oh, that's Gilbert Gottfried that I just thought of as well. Gilbert Gottfried talks like this every day of his life. I walked to the shop and there I was. Oh, Andy Kaufman. Andy was man on the moon. I didn't know much about Andy. I don't think I knew him at all. Knew anything about him, sorry. Until I saw Man on the Moon. I watched Jim and Andy first. The documentary about Jim Carrey being a prick on the set of Andy's biopic. And I was like, oh, I'll check out Man on the Moon. And I just saw this amazing man, Andy Kaufman. If I were to do comedy, that's the type of comedy I'd want to do. Andy Kaufman. Everything's a joke, because it is. Everything's funny if you look hard enough. Joey Diaz, man. He's one fucking... He don't give a fuck. You know? You're going down the street, and what the fuck is this, huh? That's probably the worst impression you've ever heard. But each time I do an impression, I'm trying to think of who it is. Who is it that I'm thinking of? Not Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, Delirious and Raw. Amazing, incredible shows. Couldn't get away with that now at all. Oh, right. Jerry Seinfeld's also really good. But I was watching Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. It was the Eddie Murphy episode, and he made this joke. Fucking... Obviously, I can't do it justice, but he sees this homeless man, and he's like, homeless people must be just so annoyed. And Jerry just looks at him, and he's just like, because he sees all these people, he sees campers And he's like, my situation's a fucking joke to you, asshole? I don't know. I can't remember the joke off my head. Oh, it was a funny joke. I just thought it was great. I said Dave Chappelle. Oh, it's not Ron Jeremy. Oh, if you know who that is, you know why that is funny. He was in Little Nicky. He played the, grandfather guy. He's, from what I've heard, he's the king of one-liners. Oh, who is he? I'm gonna have to Google it. Just wait up and I will find it. Little Nicky. Thumbnail looks like a porno, brilliant. Cast. Please show me him straight away. Rodney fucking Dangerfield. Rodney Dangerfield. What? Whoa. I'm gonna have to. What? I'm gonna have to rewatch Little Nicky. Apparently Quentin Tarantino plays a character called Deacon. Let's have a look. What? Rodney Dangerfield though. What the fuck? No way. Right. The priest. Oh, he looks so. How did I never notice? The blind priest outside the train station, Little Nicky, is played by Quentin Tarantino. It's literally Quentin Tarantino. I don't know how I never noticed. It's just so funny. Oh man, there's no way that's him. Fuck's sake. And then, he's this geezer. Rodney Dangerfield, though, he's like the king of one-liners. I love Rodney Dangerfield. He, I can't remember what the stand-up he did. He appeared on, a talk show, and he was just he's just funny. He's like your granddad, where he's just chatting all this shit, and you're like, oh, I love it. Ozzy Osbourne appears in Little Nicky. How have I suddenly gone from talking about the Goodfellas and that to Little Nicky? Oh, I'm Mr. Beefy. John Witherspoon. I never realised that was his name. John Witherspoon, the guy who does the What? He was in the Boondocks. He was in Friday. Yeah, he's the dad in Friday. And Friday After Next and Next Friday. Black Jesus. I need to watch Black Jesus. It looks like such a good show. What else is he in? Eddie Murphy has an amazing show called The PJs. And it's Wallace and Gromit's like stop motion like Wallace and Gromit, whereas claymation, that's what I'm looking for, claymation. And it's just he's a landlord for an apartment block, and I love it. PJs, I need to rewatch that as well. I need to watch so much stuff, just stuff that I enjoy. Try get some of that. Oh no. Someone shared one of my films from college, and they said the cover of it looks like a porno. I'm gonna send him a message while I'm gonna record a voice note for him. You guys are gonna hear it. Right, I'm trying to do a fucking podcast, and you're here sharing my famous work called The Truest Love Final Cut. Find it on YouTube. Right away, please. The Insanest. You're just sharing it like a melon. I'm 10, 9. I'm gonna count down. It's a bit long. Right. Yeah. Don't share my work while I'm trying to do a podcast. You ginger. I don't know if you're ginger. Are you ginger or blonde? You blonde person. It's 50 minutes. Should we go for the full hour? I don't know. I feel it's coming towards the end. I've had fun. I like this. I might do them quite a bit. Finally got around to doing it. Wanted to do it for a very long time. And yeah. First podcast is over. Hopefully next time I'll have more people. And clear a layout of what I want to say, really. So it's just a bit of a dribble. Just chatting about shit. And yeah. Don't have an outro. So, ladies, mate. Ha ha!